Sometimes the world feels crazy and lonely to me. Maybe even a little fake. But what would happen if I slowed down and started offering kindness to others? Our teachers say the best leaders challenge us to be more, to focus on helping others before ourselves. Even though we're just kids, that doesn't mean we can't have a huge impact on others. We can change things for the better, maybe even more than adults. No matter who we are or what we're doing, any one of us can be good to others. This sounds like a small thing, but I've seen how it creates a big ripple effect. Where one act of kindness helped you and me, then it kept going again and again. Being kind encouraged someone else to do the same. Because they felt noticed, because they felt loved, more and more people joined in. That's the kind of world I want to grow up in. Don't you want to be a part of that? A place where everyone looks out for one another? Where what we say and do can't help but inspire more kindness? That's the world I want to live in. And that's the world we can create, together. So let's look around, wherever we are, and be willing to go first. Because not only does kindness matter, it spreads.
To join the movement, visit inspirekindness.com.
Maya kayabak po, maayong adlaw sa tanan, mapeng dya agsapa, mapiya nga uma, marhay na adlaw, naimbag nga adlaw. Masanto siya agaw, ed sikayon, amin. Good morning, everyone. This is Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga, your host for today's episode. I am a proud soldier and athlete, and while nations all over the world celebrate kindness in various forms, today's episode is a sneak peek of the simple way of kindness that we do and experience in sports. The whole world is celebrating today, the World Kindness Day, with the campaign, Be the Change. Today, we are reminded and encouraged to go out of our way to be kind to others, regardless of who they are. Rise Up, Shape Up is co-celebrating World Kindness Day today by asking everyone to do at least one intentional act of kindness on this day and onwards to benefit someone else.
Kindness, kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Well, it doesn't take much, and it doesn't take long. No, it doesn't cost a thing, no, and there's no way to do it wrong. You can try it anytime, you can plant it where you want, and you can grow it in your heart, then give it out to everyone. Kindness, kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you will bring a smile to someone's face. And you can put it in your words, in everything you say, in the little things you do, all throughout the day. And you can share it with your neighbor, and you can teach it to a friend, and you can show your mom and dad how the kindness never ends. Yeah. Kindness, kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could place. Kindness, kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Yeah, you could bring a smile to someone's face.
You will see the world's a better place.
Wow, indeed. Kindness makes the world a better place. Kindness brings a smile to someone else. The World Kindness Day is a global day that promotes the importance of being kind to each other, to ourselves, and most of all, to the world. The purpose of this is simple. That is, to make us aware that compassion for others can bind us all together. This understanding has the power to break down walls between nations, to bridge the gap among races, to bind us tighter as a Filipinos, to get closer with our neighbors, communities, and families, and most of all, to be at peace within our inner self. Before we get all excited how strong sportsmen and women show kindness or how kindness is practiced in sports, let's listen to another kwento of Commissioner Celia Kiram.
Ang aking ibabahaging kwento sa inyo ngayon ay ang mga nakakawining kaalaman tungkol sa salitang kindness. Ang salitang kindness o kabaitan ay galing sa Old English na kindness na nangangahulugang nation at nag-ugat sa salitang kin na ibig sabihin ay one family o pamilya, lahi o relasyon ng isang tao. Ang salita sa kalaunan ay naging courtesy or noble deeds noong ika-14 na siglo bilang isang pangalan. Ang ibig sabihin ng kabaitan ay ang kalidad ng pagiging mabait, banayad, at matulungin. Sadyang gumagawa ng mabuti sa iba at mahabagin. Ang kabaitan ay isang uri ng pag-uugali na minarkahan ng mga gawa ng pagkabukas palad, pagsasaalang-alang o pagmamalasakit sa iba nang hindi umaasa ng papuri o gantimpala. Ang kabaitan ay isang paksa ng interes sa filosofiya at relihiyon. Ang kabaitan rin ay isa sa mga pangunahing paksa sa Biblia. Sa aklat 2 ng Retorika, tinukoy ni Aristotle ang kabaitan bilang matulungin sa isang taong nangangailangan, hindi bilang kapalit ng anuman. Ayon kay Nietzsche na isang Aleman ay nagtataglay ng mga katangiang panggamot. Inilarawan niya ito bilang the most curative herb and agent in human intercourse. Ang kabaitan ay itinuturing din na isa sa mga knightly virtues. Ayon naman kay Mark Twain, ang kabaitan ay ang wikang naririnig ng mga bingi at nakikita ng mga bulag. Sinusubukan niyang sabihin sa atin na ang kabaitan ay pangkalahatan. Ang isa pang inspirational figure na si Dalai Lama ang nagsaad na ito ang aking simpleng reliyon. Hindi na kailangan ang mga templo, hindi na kailangan ng komplikadong filosofiya. Ang ating sariling utak, ang ating sariling puso ay ating templo. Ang filosofiya ay kabaitan. Diyan nagwawakas ang kwento tungkol sa salitang kindness. Muli, ito ang inyong Commissioner Kiram na walang sawang naghahatid ng kwentong kababaihan, kwento para sa kaalaman at karunungan sa sport.
Not at your best? You may be dehydrated. You need Pocari Sweat. It replaces the electrolytes you've lost and helps you perform at your best. Be at your best with Pocari Sweat. Pocari Sweat.
My ideas of kindness cannot be a dogmatic one because it is also based on certain cultures, certain tradition, and certain ways of how we were brought up, right? If you're in this kind of cultures, I mean, it's kind to do this. If you're in this culture, it's kind to do this. Okay. I was taught 44 years ago about how are we going to define what is kind and what is not. Your question earlier said, paano nga ba yun? Kind ako sa kanya, hindi naman ako kind sa sarili ko. Ina-abuse na niya ako. Do I still practice kindness? Okay. Kindness, to me, the barometer of kindness is when what you are doing, what you are being kind with or kind to, is making the other person a better person and making yourself a better person too. So kindness is always paired with rightness. You cannot be kind and you are not right. What do I mean by that? It's kind to give money to the beggar, but it's not right. Why? Kawawa naman. Yes, true. But is that the right help to give to someone who needs help? Because what you're doing when you give money to the beggar is you're just giving him a momentary help. Afterwards, balik ulit naman siya sa dati niyang kondisyon. But if your kindness is making the person a better person, then to me, that parameter falls within what I would consider kind. Ang nangyayari kasi sa atin minsan, as I said earlier, we're kind to others, but we're not kind to ourselves. What do you mean by that? How can you be kind to others when you're not kind to yourself? Number one, you cannot be kind to others when you're not kind to yourself. You cannot give something you do not have. So if you're kind to others and you're not kind to yourself, then you are not really kind. That's a put on. That is a, shall we say, a social campaign so that I will become popular. But if your act of kindness comes from your heart, and you know that it is something that you'd like to do because you'd like to help, sincerely help, then the action that will follow will always be right. So you have to evaluate. Am I being kind because people are looking at me? Am I being kind because I'm campaigning? Am I being kind because I want a favor from this person? Then those are all just, shall we say, external actions for a reason that is not really the truth. When your heart is right, all your actions are right. I think maybe because this is in sports. Like you see teachers or coaches that look so unkind, that look so cruel. Do it, come on, do it, you can do it. And sometimes it looks like it's cruel already, right? I think that's your dilemma. Is this coach being kind? The person cannot do it anymore, and still you're pushing him to the very end. That's usually, there has to be a balance on that. If you see that the person is not able physically, mentally, emotionally handle it, then maybe it's time to withdraw a little and then do a different approach. Like in sports, I think coaches have different styles of motivating their students, their athletes. So that is something personal now. And if they can establish a rapport and they can show to their athletes that what I'm doing to you is that I'm bringing out your potential, a potential that you yourself do not know, then maybe the athlete would understand, oh, is that why you're pushing me that way? The problem with life is that we always make judgments. When you're being asked to do something, we always judge it as you're being cruel, you're being unkind. But before you make those judgments, see first, are you becoming a better person? If you are, then what he's doing is not unkind. Because sometimes people need a negative motivation to be able to bring out the genius within them. There are people that are triggered negatively. There are people triggered positively. There are people, ang galing-galing mo, sige na, gawin mo pa, sige, kaya mo yan. They're triggered positively. There are people who say, wala ka naman ilalabas sa galing mo eh. And they're triggered positively. So you have to know how the person's psyche. So kindness has nothing to do with the method. Kindness has something to do with your inner motivation. Are you really sincerely wanting to help the person? And are you doing it because it is what your heart tells you? When it's not just for show, then that's, I feel, is kindness.
Pagkatapos nating napakinggan si Miss Grace Elazar sa napakapositibong salita at gawain tungkol sa kindness, nais ko ring i-share ang aking saloobin at mga saloobin na ibang atleta sa paksa na ito. For me, my own understanding of kindness is you're extending your arms to those in need. And syempre, nagiging compassionate ka and nagiging gentle ka sa ibang tao. Paano namin napapractice ang kindness sa sports? Siguro for me, simple gestures of complimenting your teammates, your coaching staff, simple gestures of like tapping lang during the games, during trainings, and na-appreciate mo yung effort nila. For me kasi talaga, ang laking bagay na siya para sa isang individual, sa isang atleta, na makapag-boost ng moral ng isang player. So for me, doon nagsisimula. And at the same time, when they're in need, andyan ka lagi to step up and to offer your hands para tumulong. Sobrang laki ng tulong ng kindness sa training kasi ang sarap magtrabaho, ang sarap pumunta sa environment na magaan, na you feel loved and appreciated. And syempre, mas maganda yung nagiging outcome and nagiging result ng performance ng isang team. And yun yung sinasabi ko a while ago, na nagkakaroon talaga tayo ng family away from home sa mga nakakasama natin sa court and sa trainings. Ang kindness naman kasi is a universal language eh. Kumbaga, nasa tao na talaga yun kung paano mo siya spread. I myself, I have been through a lot sa buhay ko. And I'm so thankful talaga sa lahat ng mga kind-hearted people na tumulong sa akin along the way na para makarating ako kung saan man ako ngayon. That's why I wanna radiate, I wanna spread those kindness sa ibang tao. Para kasi, ang lagi nilang sinasabi is, a simple act of kindness, hindi natin alam na ang laki na palang impact yon sa ibang tao. So as much as possible, I wanna start it from myself at ibabahagi ko sa ibang tao. I myself, a lot of times actually, but I myself, I'm not perfect too. So I always choose to understand. Kasi may mga times na gusto ko talagang intindihin na lang na why those people did those things. Kasi nga may pinagdadaanan sila sa buhay. And I'm so thankful din talaga sa mga tao along the way na nag-mold sa akin to become a better person. So for me, I always choose to understand. And for me, kasi I always see the goodness in everyone. I know myself too well. So parang tulad niya ng sinabi ko a while ago, I've been through a lot in life. And sobrang utang na loob ko kung saan man ako ngayon sa mga taong tumulong sa akin along the way. And siguro, pag may mga times na napapasok ako sa ganong situation, I took myself out. I took myself out of the picture. Kasi once kasi na pumasok ka sa ganong situation and lulubog ka na sa ganong situation, pati ikaw, maapektuhan na rin yung perspective mo and pananaw mo sa sarili mo and sa situation. So, I always took myself out of the picture and iniintindi ko na lang talaga, I always choose to understand. You cannot give what you don't have. So, kindness is always begin within ourselves. So, I always assure, para sa akin, ma'am ha, I always assure na I know myself better, I respect myself, I love myself. Kasi pag may ganun ka sa sarili mo, kusang loob na lang, kusa na lang siyang lumalabas. And nagra-radiates na lang siya, mapaparamdam mo siya sa ibang tao. So for me kasi, no matter kahit gaano kalaki yung kindness na napakita mo, a random act of kindness, no matter how small, can make a tremendous impact to someone else's life. So, ganun talaga yung paniniwala ko.
Para po sa akin, ang kindness ay pagtulong sa kapwa at pagmamalasakit. Bila pong sundalong atleta, nagmamalasakit po kami sa aming mga ka-teammate at tinutulungan po namin sila sa lahat ng bagay na kaya namin gawin. Natutunan po yung kindness sa pamamagitan ng sports. Kasi sa sports po, meron po tayong tinatawag na discipline, which is sumusunod po kami mga atleta. At yun po ang ginagabay namin upang lumakas. Naipakita po namin ng kindness sa training, pamamagitan po ng sharing ng technique at paggabay sa mga ka-teammate po namin. During competition po or nasa ibang bansa kami, hindi lang po pangalan namin ang dinadala namin, kundi pangalan po ng Filipino at pangalan po ng Pilipinas. Yung sa kindness po, iniingatan po namin na madugisan o masira ang pangalan natin, kaya lahat po ng mga rules ay aming mga sinusunod. During training po, kasi ang venue po ng training namin is C6, sa pamamagitan po ng pagsunod namin sa batas trapiko, pagtulong sa kapwa at paggabay sa mga maliit na tao, naipakita po namin ang kindness. Ginagawa po namin sa sarili namin is iniiwasan po namin mga bisyo, and everyday training po, and saka po hanggat maaari, hindi po kami gumagawa na ikakasama ng mga training namin.
Kindness is act po na ginagawa not only for yourself but para sa kapwa mo. Yung pagkasuporta mo sa kapwa mo, hindi lang para sa sarili mo. And lalo na sa teammates mo, kailan mo supportan yung lahat ng ginagawa ng mga teammates mo. And coaches, kailan mo sumunod. Kindness is yung kahit simpleng way mo ng pagtapik mo sa teammate mo and pagka-motivate mo sa mga teammates mo, tsaka yung sharing ng knowledge nyo sa teammates mo, it's a big impact sa lahat ng sa team. Yun. Kindness is po nagbibigay siya ng productive sa training, during training namin, parang binibigyan mo yung sarili mo ng day by day, dapat maging productive yung araw mo. By motivating sa kanila po, by telling them na parang pag nagkamali sa okay lang, bawi tayo, like sa game po. Basta pag nagkamali ka, bawi ka agad para ma-boost mo agad yung moral mo at saka yung motivation mo para during game. For me, ma'am, wala pa naman akong experience yung na-abuse ng yung kindness ko, ma'am. Kasi lahat naman tayo, ma'am, may kanya-kanya pong kindness. So, nirerespeto ko po yun as a me and sa ibang tao din po. For me, nagiging productive lang siguro yung araw ko, ma'am. And it comes na, lumalabas na yung kusa yung kindness talaga pag may humingi ng tulong. Siyempre, kailan mo tulungan as a person, as a sundalo din po talaga. Doing workout and having peace of mind pag nagte-travel ako. Then, like driving lang, mag-isa. Then, ayun, nagkakaroon ako ng peace of mind na pagbalik ko sa army, buo ulit ako. And I'll do my teammates and usap-usap kami. Then, so, yun, nagkakaroon ako ng peace of mind.
Kindness, in my understanding, is a special thing you give to people you care for. In sports, it is given to have respect, discipline, and sportsmanship. These three qualities would not be possible without kindness. Kindness can be learned in sport. Kindness is needed to offer sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is a characteristic that brings athletes together as one. In our team, Philippine Lightning Speed, once we are inside the arena, there's no such thing as kindness. Once we're inside the arena, we show no mercy. We're athletes trained to be warriors that prove ourselves to be the strongest inside the arena. But outside the arena, we're friendly, kind, and shows respect and sportsmanship. Kindness is one of the things that unites a team together. With kindness, the team helps each other in hardships, especially problems regarding trainings and competitions. When you receive negative attitude in return for your kindness, it means they don't want your kindness. Stop giving people kindness they don't want. You will not be helping them. You will just be a bother to them.
Ang kabutihan ay kagandahang asal, pagiging matulungin, mapagmahal, at marami pang iba. Opo, naniniwala po ako dahil sa laro at paglalaro ay natutunan ng disiplina, pagrespeto, paggalang at pagtulong sa ibang tao. Bilang isang manlalaro, mahalaga sa akin ang pagiging matulungin, mahalaga dahil sa aming pag-iensayo, ginagabayan ko ang mga manlalaro at mga mag-aaral, lalo na sa mga hindi pamilyar sa naturang sports. Opo, sa mga ganitong sitwasyon, maraming negatibong emosyon at karanasan. Para sa akin, kung makakapag-usap naman ng maayos, makipag-usap ng maayos na may respeto at pagpapakumbaba. Kailangan malawak din ang ating pangunawa at kung hindi naman mahalaga, huwag natin masyadong itindihin kasi wala namang may dulot na maganda para sa atin.
Kindness encourages people and give a positive vibe no matter the situation is. It is showing care and respect towards a person. In sports, there are many values and aspects I have learned including kindness. Showing kindness towards your teammates and opponent is not that hard. Sports taught me that respect your opponent the way you respect your teammates, and the way you will gain their respect as well. Through kindness and respect, you will gain more friends and build camaraderie in sports. If you have respect to your opponent and you know she doesn't have much in you, especially in sport penchaksilat, you need sportsmanship and camaraderie through those you will gain the respect of each other because of your kindness. Yes, sometimes abusive people triggers me, but I calm myself first and forgive them. Maybe there's a reason behind why they behave like that, or maybe it's a habit to some people. Despite of abusive person, I still manage to give them a smile and go with the flow. There are two types of discipline. First, self-discipline, mental and physical. Second, discipline in my companions and surroundings. I have learned all of this in my sports, and every time I encounter this kind of situation, I already know what to do and I can manage it by myself.
Finally, we have invited a special guest for today to explore how kindness is practiced and experienced in sports settings. Let's all welcome Colonel Harold Cabunok.
Colonel Harold Magallanes Cabunok is the current Chief of the Operation Research Center of the Philippine Army. He graduated from the Philippine Military Academy, finished a master's degree in public administration, a master's degree in military and defense studies at the Australian National University, and is currently pursuing his doctorate degree. Among his numerous combat awards are Metrobank Foundation Rotary Club Makati's Outstanding Philippine Soldiers, TOPS, the Cavalier Award for the Operations, the Presidential Lingkod Bayan by the Civil Service Commission, the Award of the Continuing Excellence in Service of the Metrobank Foundation. He steered the Philippine Army shooting team to its consistent gold medal haul in international competition for 3 consecutive years, capped by its overall championship in the A-Arm competition in Brunei in 2005. As president of the Philippine Army Dragon Boat team, he led the team in claiming the World Championship titles in 2011, 2014, and 2016. Throughout his military service, he had left an indelible mark in bettering the lives of the people in impoverished communities, like the transformation of the war-ravaged Mosala in Isabela, Basilan, into a farming community. The Bangka para sa Kapayapaan project that provided 150 boats for victims of Typhoon Yolanda in Eastern Samar, and the surrender of 38 members of the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters and 205 communist insurgents, among others.
What is your understanding of kindness? Do you believe that kindness is learned in sports?
Para sa akin, ang kindness ay may halantulad ko yan sa empathy. Ang paglagay sa sarili mo doon sa kalagayan ng iba. Pag-intindi anong kanilang naramdaman, pag-intindi ano ang nasa kanilang isipan, at kung inilagay mo yung sarili mo doon sa tsinelas o sapatos ng iba, ay mag-guide ang iyong desisyon kung paano ka makikitungo sa kanila. Yan ang tinatawag na kindness. So marami ang konteksto about kindness and paano natin i-apply ito sa sarili nating buhay. At kung tayo ay sibilyan, kung tayo ay nasa public service, nasa civil service, ay meron tayong iba't ibang mga pamamaraan paano ipakita ang konsepto na to sa ating daily practices. Halimbawa sa amin sa military, although kami kilala bilang mga mandirigma ng ating bayan, kami ay nagipaglaban sa mga masasamang elemento ng ating lipunan, ay meron din kaming konsepto ng kindness na ina-apply namin sa aming paninilbihan sa mga kanayunan. Ang halimbawa dyan ay ang pag-intindi sa kalagayan ng mamamayan, yung mga ordinaryong mamamayan na naapektuhan sa mga armed conflicts. Iniintindi namin ano ang tunay na mga isyu ng ating lipunan, naging dahilan kung bakit mayroong ilan sa ating mga kababayan ang lumalaban. Ang ibig sabihin, kung kami ay nasa militar, ay kailangan naming gamitin ang konsepto ng kindness sa pamamagitan ng pag-empathize doon sa mga kababayan natin na nasa mga mahihirap, malalayo na lugar. Kailangan naming makinig, kailangan naming makikipagbayanihan sa kanila at iparamdam sa kanila na mayroong gobyerno at kami bilang mga sundalo, ang ahente ng gobyerno ay handa na tumulong sa kanila. Sa mga digmaan, hindi natin maiiwasan, lalo na sa internal armed conflicts, ay mayroong mga nasasaktan at kung nakikita namin na ang natutumba, nasugatan, o kaya namatay, ay kapwa Pilipino, ipinapakita din namin ang aming acts of chivalry. Ang chivalry ay ang papapakita na ang isang mandirigma ay rumirespeto sa karapatan maging ng kaniyang mga nakakaaway. Ang mga nasusugatan ay pinapadala namin sa ospital. Ginagamit namin ang aming sariling first aid kits para sila ay malunasan at dadalhin namin sila sa pabalik sa kanilang mga tahanan kung sila ay nadala na sa mga pagamutan.
How do you practice kindness in sports?
Ang act of kindness ay natutunan sa sport. Naniniwala ako dyan. At sa aking personal experience bilang dating judoka at bilang dating powerlifting athlete, ay naramdaman ko at naranasan ko ano yung tinatawag na kindness. At ito ay na-reinforce nung ako ay naging team manager sa Army Dragon Warriors na naglalaro sa Dragon Boat. Sa aking karanasan, ikukwento ko muna ano yung mga actual na mga lesson para sa akin pertaining to kindness. Bilang mandirigma sa judoka, balian ng boto, tapunan. Kung nakita mo tumba, wala na talagang kalaban-laban ang iyong kaaway. Ibig sabihin ay nasubjugate mo na siya. Yung sa iyong will. Parehas lang din sa gera. Pag masubjugate mo siya at mapin down mo na siya, ay kailangan niya mag-tap. Instead, nabaliin mo pa ang kanyang buto, pagbigyan mo siyang sumuko, at in the end, it is about the spirit of loving the sport. It's about understanding your opponent na siya rin ay gustong mag-excel. Parehas kayo sa layunin na gustong tumaas ang antas ng kagalingan. Bagkus, mayroong talagang natatalo, ngunit hindi ito ibig sabihin, nakalimutan natin, it is about the love of the game than the winning itself. Dadalhin ko kayo sa laro na Dragon Boat, team sport. Paano namin napapractice doon ang tinatawag na acts of kindness? Bilang isang team manager, nakita ko noong taong 2010 na naglalaro ang Army Dragon Boat athletes sa Camarines Sur. Nakita ko na nagsasariling sikap lang talaga sila. Wala silang officer na kasama, nagbibigay ng gabay sa kanila, at nagkakalap ng suporta dahil malaki ang gastusin kapag naglalaro sila. At dahil doon sa aking nakita, sa unang pagkakataon ay binigyan ko sila ng suporta sa pamamagitan ng pagpapabudel fight sa kanila. Pinakain ko sila at all throughout pinanood ko at nagbigay kami ng suporta sa pamamagitan ng mga cheerers. Tumaas ang kanilang moral at sila ay nagiging champion doon sa Camsor International Dragon Boat Competition. Noong sa mga sumunod na mga taon ay naging kampiyon sa World Championship sa Tampa, Florida ang nasabing koponan. At sa panahon ng mga sakuna, nakita ko pagbalik namin noong taong 2011, malawakan ang pagbaha na nangyari dito sa Central Luzon. Sa lalawigan ng Pampanga na kung saan ay nagkaroon ng malawakang pagbaha, ay isinama ko ang buong Philippine Army Dragon Boat Team para tumulong sa civil authorities sa ginanap na disaster response operations in support to the 703rd Brigade sa naturang lugar. At nakatulong kami, nakasuporta kami na magpakita sa ating mga kababayan na andyan ang kanilang sundalong atleta na nakakatulong gamit ang kanilang kaalaman sa pagsagwan para matulungan ang mga trap residents na andon sa mga malalayong barangay. So yung ating Dragon Boat Team ay naging kampiyon 2011 Tampa, Florida, sa Ravenna, Italy 2014, 2016 nag-champion uli sa Australia, at noong 2019 ay nakasungkit naman sila ng silver medal sa ginanap na World Championships sa bansang Thailand.
How does kindness help in training and in the day-to-day life in the sports community you belong?
So ano ba ang application ng spirit of kindness pagdating sa pagsasanay o yung sa mga training activities? Babalik tayo sa tinatawag na empathy, na kung saan ay kailangan intindihin mo yung psyche ng bawat atleta. Bawat isa sa kanila ay dapat ating kilala, at ano ang approach ng isang coach at ng isang team manager para makuha ang kanilang cooperation, collaboration, dahil team sport ang aming laro. Ika pa nga, no athlete is left behind. Halimbawa, meron palang nagkaproblema sa bahay o kaya mayroong karamdaman, dapat alamin sa pamamagitan ng tinatawag na feedback system ang kalagayan, ang tunay na kalagayan ng bawat atleta, dahil importante ito para mapanatili ang tinatawag na teamsmanship o yung pagkakaisa ng buong team, integridad ng buong team, nang sa gayon ay sama-sama sila sa isang direksyon. Ika pa nga sa amin, one boat, one direction. One paddling team towards the same direction. So, importante na sa pagsasanay pa lang ay kailangan maayos ang pagtrato sa bawat atleta na aming nakakasama.
Have you experienced kindness that was abused by others?
Mayroong mga insidente na ang kindness ay naaabuso. Ano yon? Kung parati mo na lang pinagbibigyan at naisasantabi ang para sa team. So, dalawa yon, concern for the individual at concern for the team. Ang laro ay team, ngunit ang mga manlalaro ay individual. Mayroong iba na panay kabig ng para sa kanya, intindihin siya lang at nakakalimutan ang para sa team. Halimbawa, mayroong siya panay paalam. Ang kaniyang mga kasama ay panay laro, panay nagtitraining, masigasig ang training. Ang isa ay panay alibay, pinagbibigyan because of personal considerations. At dahil doon, siya ay nanghihina. At ang kasunod, siya ay ma-eliminate doon sa team. So dahil sa kanyang pag-abuso, sa ibinigay na kindness ng team manager at ng coach sa kanya, ay naapektuhan ang buong team. At dahil doon, kailangan siya ay tanggalin. Hindi ko rin kinakalimutan ang kasabihan, love yourself. Although sa lahat ng panahon ay itinuturo sa atin, be kind to others, be empathic to other people, ay huwag na natin kalimutan na kalingain din natin ang ating sarili. Ang ibig sabihin ay panatiliin din natin ang ating moral, spiritual, mental health, panatiliin din natin ang ating physical well-being, dahil kung mapabayaan natin ating sarili, paano ka makatulong sa ibang tao?
How do you practice kindness to yourself?
Maraming pamamaraan na paano mo mamahalin ang iyong sarili. Paano ka maging kind to yourself. For example, sa araw-araw na iyong ginagawa, kailangan parati ka magdadasal, maghihingi ng guide sa nag-iisang Panginoon. Pangalawa, ay kailangan you must be surrounded with positive people. Hindi pwedeng ang lagi mong kasama ay mga toxic na mga tao na maapektuhan ang iyong mental well-being. Pangatlo, ikaw ay mag-google ng panahon para sa mga personal pursuits para ikaunlad sa iyong pag-iisip at sa iyong pangangatawan. Mag-aral ng iba't ibang mga bagay na makakadagdag sa value mo as a person. For example, pwede kang makipagtalakayan sa mga tao na mga experts in their field. Pwede kang makipagtalakayan sa mga tao na andyan ang kanilang ginagawa ay para sa spiritual well-being. At kung ikaw ay into physical fitness, pwede kang sumama sa mga ibang mga advocacy groups, halimbawa sa biking, running, swimming, na kung saan ay nag-i-enjoy mo na ang companionship ng ibang mga kababayan natin o ibang mga tao, ay napaunlad mo pa ang iyong sariling physical and mental well-being. So yan ang aking maipamahagi tungkol sa kindness para sa iyong sarili.
Thank you very much, Colonel, for allowing us to look into the world of kindness in sports. Alam namin na marami pang paraan o pamamaraan kung paano maipakita o maparamdam ang kindness bilang isang atleta, bilang isang coach, bilang isang modelong manlalaro, bilang ordinaryong mamamayan na nagmamahal at naniniwala sa mga ginataang aral na dulot ng sports. Sa araw na to, kung saan ginugunita ng buong mundo ang World Kindness Day, samahan nyo rin kaming umpisahan at palawakin ito, lalo na sa kasalukuyang panahon ng pandemya, kung saan ang bawat isa kailangan tumulong sa pagpapalaganap ng kabutihan sa kapwa, kabaitan na pag-uugali, mabuting pakikitungo sa isa't isa, kagandahang loob, kababaang loob, at pagkamapagbigay loob.
There's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. Childhood stars shine. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. When it's hot, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC and roll the windows down. Let that summer sun shine. Always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around. Help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind.
Let's join hands to the world with our simple acts of kindness. Time is up for this week's Rise Up, Shape Up episode. Thank you everyone for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on our Facebook account. Rise Up, Shape Up is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission Women in Sports. Again, this is your host, Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga. Have a marvelous day, everyone.
Rise up and shape up.